Hi, welcome to Elise Now Books. Today I have my June and July book haul for you. I didn't really get that many books. I left my old job in June and I'm about to start a new job tomorrow, and as a result I didn't really have money to spend on books. I got a few books before I left my old job, and then also I was gifted 3 books from a good friend that I'll talk about later. So yeah, let's get on with it. So the first book I bought was the Hufflepuff edition of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone to celebrate the 20-year anniversary of this book, and I absolutely love it. It's got information at the front about Hufflepuffs, and I believe it's also got extra information at the back, like about the common room and stuff. I don't know if people have realised that there's stuff at the back as well. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to giving this a reread because I want to read this and then read the illustrated edition of The Chamber of Secrets before the illustrated edition of Prisoner of Azkaban comes out. So I'm planning on reading this next month. Next 2 books I bought because I saw them over on Amy's channel. Her channel is Shout Amy, and I will link it down below. Basically, she has really similar tastes to me when it comes to her reading, and if she says something is good, I really value her opinion, so I'm gonna check it out. And these are 2 books that she's spoken quite highly about, so I'm interested. The first one is When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalanithi. Sorry. This is about a young doctor that is diagnosed with lung cancer, and it's inoperable, so he knows he's dying. Apparently it's just such an incredible book, and when I bought this, the girls in the bookshop said that this has sold a lot of copies and that it's really good and very popular, so I'm so excited about reading this. And the other book that I saw on Amy's channel that I was interested in was Dispatches from Syria, The Morning They Came For Us by Janine Di Giovanni, and this is about a young girl in Syria. I don't know a lot about this book, but I haven't read any books about what's going on in Syria. I don't know a lot. I only know what I've watched on the news, and I think this will be a really good book to teach me a bit more about what's happening out there. The next book I bought is one that's been making the rounds on YouTube recently, and that's When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandhya Menon. Sorry, I don't know how to say that. This is about a young girl whose parents are sorting out an arranged marriage for her, and she has no idea about it. She's into computing and goes to a computer summer camp, I think it is, and her future potential husband also goes to this camp to try and get to know her, and he's aware of the arranged marriage, and he kind of lets her know about it. She goes absolutely crazy, and I've heard nothing but good things on YouTube about this, so I'm really excited about reading this book, and I've always been fascinated with arranged marriages, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. The next book was so hard to get hold of because they've actually stopped printing it, and I had to get it ordered in to my Waterstones from another Waterstones that still happen to have a copy, and that's the paperback version of the English Library edition of Cranford by Elizabeth Gaskell. As you guys know, I'm trying to build up my Elizabeth Gaskell collection. I've got quite a few books in these paperback English Library editions, and I really liked this edition of this book, and this was the one I wanted. So yeah, I'm really happy that I managed to get my hands on it, and I feel quite lucky because obviously they've stopped printing it, so I'm so happy I've got it. The next 2 books I actually won in a competition, and they were part of the prize. They're both ARCs, and the competition was held by my friend Charlie on her Facebook page. Charlie has a YouTube channel which I'll link down below, and she'll have links to her Facebook page on that channel. Her channel is Duvet Days of Hours, and her Facebook page, she sells books and book related things quite cheap, so it's worth being a part of. And she holds a competition, and I won the last competition, and yeah, these 2 ARCs were part of the prize. So the first one is Are You Sleeping by Kathleen Barber. It's being released on the 10th of August, and I know nothing about either of these books. So I believe this is a thriller, and they say that this is perfect for fans of In a Dark Wood by Ruth Ware, and I loved that book, so this one should be good. The other ARC I won was Did You See Melody by Sophie Hannah. I read The Orphan Choir by her and I quite enjoyed that book. So this one should be good. Again, I don't know anything about this other than it's a thriller. So yeah. Thank you, Charlie. And then Charlie was really kind and she sent me another arc. It's 99 Red Balloons by Elizabeth Carpenter. This book is very much like The Girl in the Red Coat, I think it's called. I read that a while ago and this kind of reminds me of that. And this is like one of my most anticipated books of this year. So for Charlie to send it to me, oh, I'm just... Thank you so much, Charlie. So a girl in Waterstones told me about this book ages ago because she'd got a proof a while back and she told me all about it and I was just like, oh my god, I'm going to have to read that. And then when Charlie posted an Instagram picture of this book, I told her how lucky she was and how I was really looking forward to it being released. And basically she said to me that she would send this my way after she'd read it, and she did. And oh my gosh, I feel so lucky to have this book, and thank you so much, Charlie. So these are all the books that I got in June and July. I cannot wait to read all of them, and thank you once again to Charlie who gave me 3 of them. I hope you're enjoying what you're reading, and I'll see you soon. Bye.